Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with Board Better Off Reading Every Day. Today I have 3 books for you, and boy are they going to be so sweet and so interesting, and of course they are all about, you guessed it, raccoons. So technically there's 4 raccoons right here. How do I look? I put on my best raccoon for you. So we have The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn, and it's illustrated by Ruth E. Harper and Nancy M. Leake. That's The Kissing Hand. And the second one is by Jim Arnofsky, and it's Raccoon on His Own. And the third one is A Little Raccoon Catches a Cold, and it's written by Susan Canizares, illustrated by Christopher Denise. So let's get started. Boys and girls, you know it's Miss Reynolds, right? So there's no reason for you to be scared because it's just me. There I am. And now I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can actually see to read, because you know I need my glasses for reading. First one, The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled him on the ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to," she told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start." "You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," says Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the Kissing Hand." "The Kissing Hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. "Lean forward." She kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand up his arm and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. "Now," she told Chester, "whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you.' and that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty warm thoughts. She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Now, do be careful not to lose it, she teased him. But don't worry, when you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick. Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and grinned. "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester took his mother's hand in his own and unfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and kissed the center of her hand. "Now, you have a kissing hand too," he told her. And with a gentle goodbye and "I love you," Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across a tree limb and enter school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. "Chester loves you," it sang. "Chester loves you." The end. I love you. And there is my kissing hand. Can you see it, boys and girls? That's my kissing hand. Boys and girls, I do not own the rights to this story that I just read to you, this book, but I do love storytelling magic, and that was the one of my first storytelling magic for today. Moving on. Raccoon hit on his own. Ooh! What happens when that happens? We just bend down, pick it up, and we continue. In the dark swamp, a new day dawned. Like a sleepy eye opened slowly. A small wooden boat floated against some mud. The mud was soft and sandy. A mother raccoon with her young came to dig and search for food. Mother found a crunchy crawfish. Two of the young raccoons dug for crawfish near the boat. The third young raccoon was not hungry. He wanted to climb. The hungry raccoons quickly dug up all the mud around the boat. With no sticky mud to hold it, the boat began to float away. The raccoon in the boat looked up. A chill ran down his spine. He was drifting in the boat alone. He was on his own for the very first time. Afraid to jump into the dark water, he stared back at the mud bank. The boat silently carried him downstream. The raccoon reached up to grab a sturdy branch and climb out of the moving boat, but the branch was too high. The boat glided under another branch. This branch was low enough to climb, but the raccoon saw the shape of a long snake draped around the branch and he ducked down. He crawled to the other end of the boat. Downstream, he saw shadowy shapes of plants and trees sticking up out of the water. The raccoon looked down into the dark stream and saw a raccoon looking back. His reflection kept him company as the boat moved along through air so still on water so smooth. As the boat passed through a bunch of water lilies, something huge made a great splash. It was a great big alligator that had been hiding under the lily pads. Zweet, 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 came a sound from above. The raccoon looked up and saw 5 young warblers. Zweet, 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 the birds called down. The raccoon chirped back. Three tiny turtles swamp up the boat, and raccoon reached into the water to touch one turtle's shell, and all 3 scattered away. The mother paddled by, leading her 9 little ducklings. The raccoon watched the ducklings swimming close to their mother. Suddenly, the boat bumped into another mud bank and stopped. The raccoon saw his family coming to meet him. He ran to his mother. You with me still? Thank you. And just like that, they were all together again downstream. That is the end of Raccoon on His Own. Boys and girls, I do not own the rights to this story, but I do love storytelling magic. And that was the magic of Raccoon Story number 2. Moving on.